N. And I'm always wondering, why does nobody do that for me, Mont?
Because
Am I less important than Cinderin? How is it? I have two words, sons
it's inverted.
And fan.
So you're like DJ Wheat. I know one of them is all capital and one of them's all lowercase, but I forget which is which. With Cinder, and it's like, it's just inverted capitals. It's just Cinder N. Cinder N. It's easy to remember.
That is the stupidest thing I ever heard.
There's no mnemonic device for remembering sons. Fan. TV.
Well, now that's a good one right there.
You don't need to put the TV in. Right? That's not important.
Well, I mean,
TV really sells it.
Dude, the TV is what makes you you. I'm glad we're on the same TV team.
I'm catering to the cable crowd.
Maybe I'll be Mont TV.
The cable crowd.
Just kidding.
Brax TV, dude. I'd tune in.
Brax Likes Dota is a great Twitter handle. Let me just be honest with you.
It's better than Brax Likes Puppies.
Hey, man. That was also a great Twitter handle.
First pick Bane for Navi.
Wow, Bane actually got through. No more Wyvern. All right.
Wowzers.
We've seen
now,
a
if
lot
I
of
were
these Clockwork, Enchantress, Night Stalker kind of bands. Fnatic have been loving the Tusk.
I want a percentage prediction from Brax here.
Okay.
I know it's a low percentage, but I need to bring it up just in case, okay? Percentage chance that Bane plays mid as a right-click carry, like we saw no one do it at the Dota Pit. Greater than or less than 5%?
Less.
This is a Brax question, Mott.
Mott's right. Less.
How much less? Less than 1%?
I don't know. I'm really not playing the odds here if I pick that.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to bait you in, my friend. I really want to see that become a thing, honestly. I really was excited to cast that. Wait, did I cast that or you, Mont?
I cast one of them. The no one game?
Yeah, that was the one.
I think.
Yeah. That was so sick.
That was the newbie
really
game
sick.
where they were winning by 20k net worth, and then
they lost.
They lost to a PA from Mookie who just owned.
Yeah. I mean, they threw that game.
Me out every time I see Bane attacking someone that's slept.
I know. That's so weird,
really,
right?
Yeah, it's weird. But
well, we're going to see a Nyx Assassin. All right. Another hero that's hasn't really changed much, but still super powerful. There's so many more spells now in the game that you can use Spike Carapace against as far as AoE is concerned to get a guaranteed stun. Illusory Orb kind of in that realm.
Yep, Puck does not like playing against Nyx at all. Puck always split pushes for like half of the game, and then he's just a free kill for Nyx.
Now, in terms of Puck late game, have you guys seen the skill? What's it called? The machine gun skill?
Let
me look at the name of it.
Rapid fire, yeah.
Is that what it's actually called? Rapid fire?
I think it's called rapid fire.
I'm going to verify this real quick.
Wow.
It is rapid fire. Well done, guys.
Thank you.
Have you guys seen this?
I haven't.
Nope.
I've seen it once.
It looks pretty good, though.
In a pro game?
I've seen it.
In a pro game, yeah.
It's pretty good. It sounds gimmicky, but it actually allows Puck to transition into a right-clicker. I think you have to pair it with a Maelstrom Mjolnir. Once you get that, though, the damage output is pretty devastating. It's pretty worth it if you think you can close out the game, usually.
I think it's hard to justify giving up that 420 gold a minute unless you're already super farmed. Like, if you get to the point where you're, like, let's say you have 4 super high-tier items already and you're level 25, maybe you make the choice to not get it.
Right? It really depends on your lineup. If you feel like you're lacking that late game scaling, it lets Puck scale a little bit better. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but the gold, it takes a while to kick in, right? Like, you need a good 10 minutes before that 420 gold per minute actually gives you anything. If you want to close out the game within that 10-minute span, the machine gun's better.
I don't know. That's like 5 minutes. You have a tier 1 item from that skill. It's pretty freaking good.
2,000. What tier 1 item are you buying for 2,000 gold?
Well,
you're also
I'm assuming you're doing something else other than being AFK in the base.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. You could be smoking, you know?
Smoke.
The Dream Coil thing sounds super good with like an Aghanims or something later on in the game. They don't want to break the coil and run out.
Right.
Herald is just a word, guys.
It's also a name.
Herald.
Oh my.
All right, we got the Warlock back.
Wow,
I thought the Puck thing was really stupid until I saw it in action, and I think it's viable. I think you'll probably see gold like 75 or 80% of the time, but that 20%, dude, look out.
It's hype.
You
Yeah,
can
well, it's
attack
hype. It's
through phase shift, right?
That I don't know.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
you
sure
realize
you
there was
phase
gonna
shift.
be a
shoots out from the coil.
Pop quiz.
Well, you have to be in range. It's coming. The attacks are coming from you still, so you have to be in
Oh, is it?
range. But
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
comes
not from the coil
puck.
itself. So you just go in the middle. You waning rift, coil, phase shift, and you literally they can't do anything. It's pretty crazy.
It sounds so cool.
You
It does.
unload.
Oh,
Hey, the
Oh.
Brewmaster.
this is a hero.
All right. Not too shabby. How much damage does the dispel thing do to Golem?
It's like 600.
Oh,
And how much health does Golem have?
Like 1,000.
All right, not too shabby. Plus if you really want to drunken haze it.
Yeah, it's
Not
just
gonna do
real nice
anything.
for you just run the Storm Panda at the Warlock so we can't upheal. Pretty good.
Not
Yeah,
too
the Warlock.
shabby. Of course, on Fnatic side, you have the coil into upheaval. Actually, pretty good if you get a good combo going with. Hey, you know what hero, guys? You know what hero?
what?
Gyrocopter.
Oh.
Gyro's actually sick with Fatal
He's
Blast.
really, yeah, that too. It's really sick.
I like the Brewmaster for Na'Vi. I feel like they needed some kind of team fighter to deal with the Fnatic team fight. And now the Beastmaster. So you've got some vision to go with this squad with the Hawk, another great team fighter. Oh my. Oh my.
Get the waning rift off. Burst this brew down with roar. Maybe it
10
happens.
seconds remaining.
You know, they got a pretty strong 5-man lineup from Fnatic. It's hard for
5
Brewmaster to
seconds
come in
remaining.
when there's like a puck that can give vision and play aggressively. Beastmaster Hawk to scout him out too.
Yeah. Might actually be difficult. The question is,
Looks
where
pretty
does the
good.
brew gonna go? It's been off lane recently, hasn't it? I've seen it like mid once or twice, but
I imagine he's probably one of the better offlaners now. The haze change was so good.
yeah.
Probably the most tilting thing to lane against in the world. It's what
Very-
a 70% chance to miss now, level 1.
Yeah.
That's infuriating, honestly, when you think about it.
I would like a Marana for Na'Vi. Get the old tried and true back with Bane.
Marana
Get some
combo.
early kills. I mean, you can actually kill Puck early game.
Yeah. True.
Fanatics turn to battle.
Or they're gonna
Oh,
pick this
Warflag,
hero, which is really
okay.
good.
You can get Hawk, Boar, Upheaval.
Oh, he's gonna bloodlust himself. man.
Bloodlusted,
Being
yeah.
Ogre. Yeah.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
You're right.
Also, I mean, Puck skills are really good to steal as well.
10
Really
seconds
good.
remaining.
Yeah, it's true. It's really nice when he can steal like some initiator skills so he can like
5
orb in, get in
seconds
there,
remaining.
attack whoever he wants, and then wave out.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually Ogre and Puck. Yeah, that's crazy. Forget about everything else. Those two heroes stealing that stuff is pretty nuts. Plus, attribute shift is amazing. We talked about Morphling a lot in the series you guys weren't here for, the first series of the day. It was gross. I think Miracle played it, and he played it disgustingly well. And the hero just was unkillable,
Radiant
and he did
team
a
battle.
ton of damage, and there just wasn't much they can do to deal with the Morphling in that
I
particular
feel
game.
like this hero is completely broken.
Yeah, I agree.
I think so. That's what we were talking about, actually.
But it's kind of untapped still. Like you're seeing it pick now, but it feels like it's going to be much more strong when you get another month, I guess,
10
of play
seconds
test,
remaining.
if you will. I was super surprised he was put into
5
captain's mode.
seconds
Super
remaining.
surprised.
yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Wasn't he in like a game or two of CD before? Like he
Yeah,
was
he
picked
was-
a few times.
He was taken out of captain's mode for like 5 days or something, a week.
No, I think.
Well, I think the reason it was is just because it was literally broken. It would actually break
There's
the
so many
game
bugs.
with
Yes.
Rubik especially crashing the games and whatnot. But yeah, being
Alright,
able to attribute
Radiant
shift
team
without
pick.
a mana cost is probably the biggest buff that hero's ever seen.
He
of course, a
just
lot of things were
feels
changed, but-
unkillable.
Like he doesn't have any mana capacity though. That's what I noticed. Like his mana is like obviously going to be building these stat items anyway, so over time it's not that big of a deal. But you really don't like you jump in with waveform, let's say, morph somebody, and you can use one skill
5
unless you
seconds
get items to
remaining.
actually counteract that. He has a very low mana pool right now, which I guess is his balance, I suppose.
His attribute shifts and can't kill him.
Yeah.
That's great.
Fnatic's
What'll it be
turn
here,
to
Navi?
bat.
Down to the
Templar
wire. It's a
Assassin.
TA. Okay.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
So
They have
plenty
really
of
good
late game.
refraction counters, though. Shadow Word, Ignite. Obviously, Puck is useless against TA early game.
10
Yeah, even
seconds
just
remaining.
having the medley of boars and extra creeps and stuff.
5
A lot of
seconds
instances of
remaining.
damage there.
Templar
Final pick
Assassin,
for
huh?
Fnatic. They're going to need some
Safe
kind of a
lane.
carry.
Yeah. What's safe lane for
And-
Envy? I actually really like the gyrocopter suggestion you guys had earlier, even though it didn't work out in game 1.
I think they might pick Terrorblade.
Yeah, they could do that.
It's really bad against Morphling, though, because he gets Metamorphosis.
We only saw that once from Miracle in the first game, though. It was funny. He didn't even use it when he got it.
It's interesting to pick these heroes now, knowing that there's a Morphling in the game, because Gyrocopter will give him Flat Cannon, which is
Rocket Barrage.
ridiculously strong on Morphling.
Yep.
Yep. Saw that.
You need a hero with shit skills that's just good, right? Does that exist in Dota right now, guys?
Faithless Void.
That's it.
Okay.
That's the one.
That's okay.
Oh.
Choose your hero.
Oh, all right.
Sayori makes the call. Definitely
made
cover
it.
pit for Fnatic. It is something that Envy has gravitated towards a lot in the past and still does. It is not absolute garbage against Morphling. I'm sort of being facetious, but Morphling has some options. You know, once that E-Blade comes out, TB not always having a great time.
I would actually agree with you early. I think it's actually garbage against Morphling. I would
Complete
say.
garbage?
Not only because of the Metamorphosis thing, but he's all physical damage, and Morphling has so much armor. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
there's
a fair
also
point.
the reflection from Terrorblade destroys Morphling as well.
Yeah, it does some
Well,
work.
it destroys each other if you think about it, my friends,
It does. It's
because he
true.
will steal it, right?
Oh.
Potentially.
10 seconds
I don't know.
remaining.
So what
Does it,
draft are we liking here? I'm actually, I think I'm favoring
5
this Navi
seconds
draft.
remaining.
I have no idea. I haven't seen
Yeah.
enough Morphling games to really feel confident, other than just thinking he's really good right now.
I like Navi's draft for sure. They have the mid advantage in TA versus Puck, which means Ogre's going to dedicate probably all this time to sitting mid. And then Bane can do the same thing, where he just sits there and then bullies out both heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like Navi have a lot of way to break up fights. You got Nyx Assassin with his Carapace. You've got the Brewmaster ult. And Morphling just in general, very elusive, very good at isolating somebody, kind of picking on the weak back line. I feel like this will be a lot of chaotic team fights. Good for Navi.
Yes. Agreed.
Suns fan, are you ready to start casting? Because it is your time to shine, big boy.
Hey, this is the first time you threw it to me, Sayori.
Well, I wasn't sure if you knew how to catch.
Oh my god.
How
Jesus.
dare you. That is brutal. My father didn't play catch with me as a young boy. I couldn't learn on the fly like you, Sayori. I know how manly you are.
Yes.
But thank you. We will take over from here, my friends, as this is game 3 of the best of 3 between Navi and Fnatic. Loser of this is out of the major. Winner stays alive a little bit longer. I believe they get to top 6 as a result. If I'm not mistaken, the top 4 are the ones that actually take home points in terms of the circuit and whatnot. Brax is here with me. What do you think of these drafts, my friend?
They look interesting. I'm excited to see how good Morphling is, to see if he's really that broken.
I think I'm in the same boat. On paper, super broken. Haven't seen enough games to really know for sure. In terms of like item builds, I've seen him like not build any differently. Is that kind of expected for you?
Yeah, I would say so. He still needs to survive. Lincoln Sphere helps him do that, so
Lincoln's
it's
is
not bad at all.
pretty value this game, actually.
Yep, Beastmaster
Roar
Roar.
specifically. But
No,
yeah,
it's
it should
actually
be
nice when there's not a whole lot of single target abilities to break Lincoln's, right? So then you make sure
Yeah.
it blocks that one key spell, like the Roar.
exactly.
30 seconds.
So what do they
I feel
have? They,
like,
technically Fatal Bonds and Shadow Word, but
Yeah,
and
then
Ignite and Fire
Ogre
Blast.
spells, but it's not great.
Yeah.
I actually think Fnatic might have an advantage in the lane setup. The TA really does not like playing its dual lanes. Like, if she has to have someone sit there and soak experience, then you don't have enough mana to keep using Refraction, especially when they can break it so easily with the Ignite. But it looks like Fnatic are dodging, or, yeah, they're set up to
The
dodge.
battle begins.
All right. So Abed, of course, will be going mid, head-to-head against Dendi. that TA versus Puck matchup, which
Yep. Well, I mean, it's normally Puck, or sorry, TA favored heavily, but the I feel like the supports can offset it quite a bit. It looks like Na'Vi, you're dodging. I said
you mean
that,
the 5 people in mid lane right now?
That's true. Any one of them. There's about 1 million
Jesus.
people there.
What in the world? Yeah, it looks like
Well, I was
they
saying
caught wind of
that,
these lanes and are switching it up now.
Yep, and then Fnatic are doing their own shenanigans as well. Envy's pulling the creep wave behind his tower so he can keep it there.
All right. So I'm going to be asking you mechanic questions all game long because of the Morphling, and I know you're not going to know the answer to half of them because that's just what I do.
All right.
If you steal Metamorphosis as Morphling, do you gain the extra range in addition to the damage? I assume yes.
I have absolutely no idea. I've never seen it before.
I assume that it will add the extra damage on top of your already ranged attack. So it sounds, if it works like that, it's extremely strong.
Yeah, it sounds insane if it works like that.
But we'll see. I'm sure we will see that.
It might just bring your range up to 600 or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's possible that that's the mechanic as well. But remains to be seen. Denny pops Refraction right now. Roger is his support in lane right now. As bottom lane, Eternal Envy will use the Metamorphosis. And the crazy thing about it is it's not like you're playing against a Rubik where you can just use Refraction, or not Reflection right away to prevent him from stealing. You can't do anything unless you get a Lincoln's or something like that, which I doubt he'll ever pick up. Although it's not that bad, because you do want stat items on Terrorblade, but so I'd be surprised regardless.
Yeah, definitely not the most common pickup for Terrorblade, but it is possible for sure as like a later item, also grip. But I don't know. Seems like it wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah, probably not. Well, depending on how powerful the Morphling is. We talk about a lot. It might just be a dud, right? Might just not be that great. I don't know. I can't imagine it, though.
Speaking of Morphling, he's off to... I mean, he's okay, doing all right, but Beastmaster has, like... he's pretty dominant in the lane against these two heroes. He can do whatever he pleases, pull. He can just man up on the Morphling. In the early levels, he was destroying the Morphling, but he's got a lot of regen.
And Roger being a real pest in this mid lane. Mana burning Abed every time it's up. Of course, it's an extremely long cooldown for level 1, but Impale is also ready to go if needed. And Pylai die. He does have the Orb of Venom this time, Brax. You'd be happy to know.
Nice.
So the right click will be feared.
Yeah, they're actually doing very well against this TA duel. This is the problem. TA runs out of mana. She ends up leeching experience with the support the entire time, and then it's just not great. Not the best dual lane hero for sure.
How much of TA have you seen since they changed Trap to deal damage over time?
Not very much at all. I saw one the other day, and I was reading the talents, and I was like, wait, the traps deal damage?
Well, it's not only that. They deal so much more damage than before. As mid lane, Ogre Magic will be taken out, and Dendi takes first blood for Na'Vi. A little bit surprising that came through without the help of Roger, although I guess he did use an Impale.
Yep, he did Impale, and then Dendi leveled up his Sideways one more time, so he had enough range to hit him one more time.
So yeah, traps not only dealing damage just in general, but the talent boosting it to be pretty insane, to the point where you have to even think about using it in the jungle from time to time. But at that stage of the game, you don't really have issues taking out jungle stacks if you're a TA anyway.
Well, the biggest use I saw for it was one-shotting creep waves when it was level 3.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then TA was just split pushing that way, and it was super safe because he would just hide in the trees, blow up a creep wave, and then leech the experience.
Yeah, so that of course is a level 15 talent to increase the damage by 200 for psionic traps over the 7 armor, which, I mean, remains to be seen what he actually will do. As the Impale mid lane will connect on Abed. Has a phase shift, but it's only level 1. Uses a Fairy Fire. That'll keep him alive as Dendi is forced back by company, including DJ. Yep. Shadow Word into Fatal Bonds. This should be enough to take him out. Dendi, with the Refraction, will only keep him alive a little bit longer, so good rotation from Fnatic this time around.
Alright, nicely done. This game feels so mid-focused, doesn't it? Both supports committing all their time just to try to screw up the other mid. Like, they both kind of counter each other. Mana burning the puck and then using Ignite on TA to break through the refraction charges.
Wasn't it the prediction of some analyst that with that creep being deleted from the mid lane, that you would see less supports helping out. And it would be more like a 1v1 game like we used to see back in the day.
I'm sure some idiot thought that that'd be the case.
It feels even worse in terms of being the solo mid guy, right?
I mean, let's be honest, that single creep being added to the mid lane just made it so that mid laners were super, super high level.
Yeah.
Like, on top of getting experience from denies, every mid laner was like 2 levels above everyone at like 15 minutes into the game, so they destroyed everything.
Oh, bottom lane, Brain Sap into the Impale. Eternal Envy's in a lot of trouble. Has Metamorphosis, but it's not going to do him too much here. DJ trying to keep him alive, and will do so thanks to the Shadow Word. Of course, the high armor from Terrorblade, something that you can't forget. 17 right now. So the right click's not dealing a whole lot. Snake, another Brain Sap, this time on the Pylite die. Has the Ignite available. Roger with the Impale. Ready to go. Looking to perhaps get 2 with it. Will only find 1, and Roger taking a lot of damage with the Fatal Bonds and Shadow Word. But
He
the
might
Shrine is here. Shrines are good for Dota.
Yep. I think people realize that lanes are more important than they've ever been before, I'd say. Like, there's so many games you can just lose straight out of the lane phase if you can't, like, come online with your heroes. And it's like it's a really big thing now when it comes to drafting, for sure. Gotta win your lanes. Or at least not lose your lanes so bad that you can't play the game.
And this bottom lane is coming to mind in terms of that. But Sunder comes through in general. He will likely drop here very easily, in fact. As a whoops comes out from Seneko. Eternal Envy, of course, level 6. Brain Sap coming through for Seneko, but he's going to take a couple right clicks. They deal quite a bit of damage at this point of the game. Roger getting chased a bit here from Pylite Die, but nothing to come of it. General level 4 right now in this bot lane as the Brewmaster. Oh, Abed mid lane. Illusory Orb comes out. Looks like he'll be okay for now as Roger. Don't think he was spotted. Actually, he was. There's a ward right here. Yep. Definitely was spotted. But this is the power of Fnatic. Their lineup, at least, with not only the Beastmaster, but of course Terrorblade. Able to take out these towers very, very quickly thanks to Metamorphosis. TPs. Roger's here. More TPs to come. Impale will completely miss unless he was just going for the catapult. In that case, he definitely hit it on the mark. Fatal Bond is applied. They better be careful here. More TPs coming, though. So maybe Fnatic should be on the back foot. As this tower, Impale onto 2. Here comes the waveform. Crystallize just rips through Eternal Envy. DJ nightmared up. See if they try to get 2 out of this. They will at least find DJ and maybe even Pylite Die as well. This will be split up quite nicely as the waveform finishes off the Ogre Magi. So 3 kills for Na'Vi. Great rotations. Fnatic perhaps getting a little bit greedy.
Yep, I was with the Metamorphosis running out at the end, but I don't know. It's weird because you came in so heavily to finish that tower that you eventually go for it.
Oh, look at this mid lane. Damage coming out from the traps as well. Abed.
If you don't have sentries, this gets super difficult to lane.
And DJ being forced back from Dendi again as more mana burns come from Roger. That'd be such an annoying lane to deal with. How do the traps work for damage? Is it you get hit by it initially and then you have to stand on that area for the damage to be applied still?
No, you have to let the trap sit there for 5 seconds first.
Right.
So it builds up to the maximum slow, and then you just use it on them and it's a damage over time.
So is it a damage over time that once it's applied it stays on you, or if you run out of the area afterwards it's not applied anymore? Okay. Very interesting. In general, level 6 right now, just leveled up Primal Split. See if he wants to use this on a potential gank here. Seneko. Oh, the Nightmare not able to get it off. Kind of the issue with Bane in general, these cast animations.
Old Grandpa Bane, hands aren't the fastest.
And Ohio, level 8, just dominating this bot lane right now. Has the Roar available, of course. And Crystallize, as expected, will be going for the Lincoln Sphere. Not too big of a surprise as the axes come out, but rotations coming through. Seneko and company. Oh my god, the Roar comes out. Crystallize attempting to shift as far as attributes are concerned. And they're going to turn this around with the 2 additional teammates coming through. So nice turnaround kill there is Dendi. Gonna get Fire Blast. Who gets the Invis rune? Looks like Dendi will end up getting it. And the level 4 Pylai Die is forced to run away.
Yep, that was quite ambitious trying to... I mean, he probably knew he was dead. At that point, they had a ward that scouted the rotations out. Or I guess they just placed it afterwards. Never mind, he didn't know, but still. Morphling, he shifts into the strength so quickly. It's insane. He heals very quickly.
Yeah, of course, level 4 being a big part of that. As he's leveling quite nicely. Top lane Primal Split is used on Eternal Envy for the most part. See if they can finish him off, but
These pandas
the
don't do a
Sunder
lot of
comes
damage.
through and DJ again, the sacrificial teammate, if you will. Although more stuns coming through, and Rogers here Vendetta could potentially find this. One Impale could do it. Oh, he gets it off. Into the right clicks from General. It's going to be pretty close as the Shadow Word is keeping him alive just barely. DJ again coming through for his team. As they're going to turn this around onto General now. As Metamorphosis is popped, and you have to think General will die one way or the other, especially with the Fatal Bonds applied.
Very nicely played from Envy, baiting it super, super hard. He's got so much armor. Can't be killed.
Yeah, what are we at now? That's still 19. Okay, so starts with 17, ends up getting 2 over the course of the game. Puck mid lane. Fiend's Grip not available. No mana for Seneko. Don't think Dendi was close enough anyways. He is working towards either the Deso or the Blink Dagger right now. What do you typically go first, or is it just personal preference? Oh, I'm going to pull that thought. Top lane, Pylai Die in quite a bit of trouble, getting completely blocked by the creeps as General. Looking to finish him up, but here comes the Chaotic Offering onto 2 with the Fatal Bonds applied. General is in a lot of trouble. The right clicks will come through as well.
Nice body blocks.
Indeed. Started off his body blocks the other way around, but Chaotic Offering now being used to take out this tier 1. Ohio is here as well with that level 2 Inner Beast. Pretty damn good for pushing.
Yep, for sure. You were asking me about something and I forgot what it was.
Me too, friend. Me too.
Oh no. It'll come back.
I'm sure it will. It usually does. Tier 2 tower taking a lot of damage though, as the level 4 Call of the Wild is online. What creep did he get? He got the troll. The troll creep. Crystallize is here.
Oh, Dark Troll Summoner.
Oh, he's going to attempt to TP out, but the Adaptive Strike is there. And with the Thunderclap, Ohio will find his way to the grave. So nice pick off here for Na'Vi.
You know, it feels like, sure, Fnatic have these big ultimates like the Chaotic Offering. I would consider Metamorphosis basically an ultimate at this point, right? He just can't fight without it. But it feels like they're not getting enough out of it, right? They took a tower, but they got 1 kill. And then now it's time for Na'Vi just to keep doing what they're doing. Morphling is free farming essentially. Templar Assassin almost has a Desolator. And then the game changes, right? If they don't manage to like break open the game with the Chaotic Offering, then they can just run straight into the Roshan Pit when it's on cooldown. And then they have a whole new set of problems they have to deal with. Feels like they need more. Like when you look at Puck, he's been very uninvolved in this game in terms of stats, right? 1 assist to his name with the coil. You expect this hero to be the one moving around, but you can't really do that against the Templar Assassin that always pushes you in, forces you to defend your tower, and then TA is not the easiest target to kill for Puck, so it's that to me is the biggest counter. Not only does she lane well against him, but she's hard for Puck to kill, and Puck can't leave his lane.
At what point does Puck kind of turn that around? Is it once the Blink Dagger comes online, or is it's just always a bad matchup for her?
The Blink definitely helps. Oh, huh? I don't know about
Yes,
that one.
It isn't it? No, that's verified.
I've zoomed in on Puck before.
What does that mean?
Let me tell you, Puck it may not be confirmed.
Oh my goodness, is there a hidden penis there somewhere? Gracious me, oh my. So the Blink helps, and then, oh, we're going to see a Roshan here for Fnatic.
They know there's a trap on top.
Yeah, they do. And with that, actually, Fnatic is scared.
That's a meta cooldown being used too. Let's see. Fnatic might be forced, they might feel like they have to go for mid lane now.
And Dendi forced to pop the Refraction here. He'll be eaten away pretty quickly, thanks to the Illusion and Envy himself. Spike Carapace coming in, but we'll see what they can do with this. Yeah, they definitely don't want to waste this Metamorphosis. They at least want the tier 1 tower, but in the meantime, top lane is being pushed by General, Seneko, and Crystallize, who looks like he's done with Lincoln's, actually. It's on the courier right now. He's farming really well.
Very fun. Well, this is one thing you can do to TA. TA doesn't like it when heroes group up and just hit her tower. Can't really wave clear or anything like that, so that's good. It's just Puck doesn't want to sit in front of TA all game. That's all. He wants to move around.
Oh god, lots of TPs in the top lane. Staneko, well, he will TP out. The Chaotic Offering will cancel at the last second, so at least he'll find one. But it does cost him quite a big ultimate.
That's some heavy commitment, dropping the Chaotic Offering for the Bane kill.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I don't know about that, honestly. It's, like, sure, you have to secure the kill, but doing so gives TA this opening to rogue. Speaking of TA, she gets ward. All the Dark Full Summoner comes out.
Yeah, Roger is here, though. Vendetta, Impale, looking for something. Loser Orb coming in. Denny could be in a lot of trouble. Trying to turn this around on Ohio. Gets a lot of damage. It's going to be close. The Sunder from Envy keeping his teammate alive. Denny's invisible will be taken out by the axes in the end. As Puck looks to be next on the list, so it's a 2-for-1. Across the map, Adaptive Strike not going to do a whole lot to Ohio. As General, Thunderclap is available. Not quite close enough, though, as Ohio is bloodlusted. Envy. Saving his teammate in spades there. That was quite nice.
That was very nice. It's you know, a lot of carry players don't wanna do that. Because it's a little crazy. Sometimes you end up dying because of it, then you get scarred for life, and you just never want to do that again. But it was a good play for sure.
Looks like Crystallize will be going for the shotgun build, by the way.
Yes,
E-Blade incoming.
very good. And this should be Roshan. Templar Assassin has Desolator, level 3 meld. There is no Metamorphosis. Well, it's up soon, but there's no Chaotic Offering for 80 seconds. But they can't really do it if Fnatic's in the area. It's more of a thing where, like, they could sneak it, or they could do it without heavy commitment. But when Fnatic decide to dedicate all the resources to just being near the area, it's hard, because Puck can always orb in.
Yeah.
So yeah, speaking of Puck, still no Blink Dagger.
Yeah, not too far away, though. Of course, did go for the Veil first, which isn't too big of a surprise. Actually, let me ask you this. If you're struggling in lane, as Abid kind of did this game against the TA, it's kind of expected, but are you, like, what's the idea behind going Veil instead of Blink? Is it because of the stats? Able to farm more easily? Don't care about the mobility as much?
The stats are good, makes your team fight a bit better with the damage, and honestly, the way Fnatic have been playing, they're not really going for these ganks, right? They're kind of just running down a lane together, using their abilities and sieging buildings, so Blink Dagger doesn't actually help you with that very much.
Yeah. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Roar is used by Ohio. He looks to be dead very close. He's very fast, though. Finally, the right click from General comes through to take him out. Primal Split is available, but will not even be attempted there. Probably for the best.
Yep, upgraded now. Puck has Blink, so you know, this is probably one of the hardest Puck games I've seen in a long time. Laning against the Templar Assassin, already a not great matchup, and then Nyx Assassin's in the game too. Spike Carapace is so annoying for Puck to deal with. It's like, sure, you can phase, like, while Nyx is on top of your orb to avoid the stun, but at the same time, that means you can't go in on your orb.
Top lane, we have some TP support coming in. Chaotic Offering is actually used onto 2. Saneko's in a lot of trouble. Has Nightmare available, but with the Bloodlust, Eternal Envy. Actually, it's not Blood, it's just Mask of Madness, actually. That's... Can't imagine what it'll look like with Mask and Bloodlust. My goodness.
Smoke from Fnatic. It was pretty sure it was spotted, though. It pinged it out right away.
They just need that extra move speed, bro. That Roshan looking real tasty right about now. Meanwhile, bottom, next to the secret shot, Puck is destroyed by Crystallize and company. But in the meanwhile, Roshan is being attempted. Don't think there's a trap in there any longer, but Navi should know this is going on. General jumps in with the Thunderclap into the Primal Split. Ohio's in a lot of trouble. The Chaotic Offering is doing a little bit of work on the sideline. As Warlock put into the air, the Roar comes out. We'll connect onto Roger for now. As Envy in the backside being controlled by Staneko. As they're going to find a kill on the Beastmaster eventually. The Nightmare now onto Envy, into the Impale. He does have Sunder. They need to layer this correctly. And he doesn't even try for it, actually, which is a little bit surprising, but we'll find his way to the grave regardless. 3-0 in favor of Na'Vi as Pylite looks to be next, but a nice upheaval. DJ supporting as always, but the Spike Carapace keeps him stunned into the Impale again. That's 4 dead for Na'Vi. In favor of Na'Vi, I should say, as DJ's the last remaining member for Fnatic.
Man, that was with Crystallize and Dandy in the bottom lane as
yeah,
well.
What the hell?
Very nicely done. Looks like, yep, it's Shrine time, and then they're going to do Roshan. Roshan is super, super low. I was gonna say that one of the best things you can do against TA is denying her the Aegis, because this hero does not play very well from behind at all. She wants to play from ahead. Roshan is definitely something you need for that.
Oh, Fnatic. Right. Are they gonna try for this? Orb comes out. It's gonna be too late though. And yeah, that was a very long, extended Roche attempt. If you think about it, that was like a 6 or 7 minute period where each team kind of pokes at Roche, and then finally Na'Vi takes it for themselves.
Yep. You know, they were so close to
Roche
canceling the Brewmaster's Blink Dagger before he was able to blink into the pit, clap, and get his ultimate off. The Golem was actually right next to him, but wasn't able to cancel it. If they did cancel it, I'm pretty sure they would have just taken the Roshan for free.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a big initiation from General. Really like that Brewmaster's back in the meta, by the way. One of my favorite heroes to watch. I think from a spectator standpoint, it's super fun. Have you seen this 25, by the way?
Which one, Brewmaster?
I don't even need to tell you which one. It should be obvious.
I don't know which one you're referring to.
Level 25 talent. Come on now. Minus 65-second primal split cooldown.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Pretty good? You think that's pretty good? So, in your rating system, what is really good?
15% drunken brawler chance.
Op-ed top lane will dodge the Impale and everything else. The E-Blade online now for Crystallize, by the way. As the Roar comes out, they'll find Nyx Assassin for now. Spike Carapace is there, though. But you have to think he will likely fall. Does have Impale, though. Now, Abed finishes him off. He's working towards an Aghanim Scepter on the Nyx Assassin, but he's quite far away.
And very
general,
far, but he has Midas at least.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he'll find it at some point, no doubt.
Now, there's some games where the split isn't that useful. You do more outside of it.
No, I agree. I'm not saying you take it every time, but when you commit to that build, it is. I mean, it's literally up for every fight, even every mini engagement. It's up. You can't play around it.
You can just throw your summons at towers and keep the Earthworm back.
Yeah.
That's how, like, casually and non-committally you can use it. It has what, like, what's the uptime on it? 20 seconds at level 3, and it'll have a 35-second cooldown, so the duration is longer than the cooldown.
Yes, it is. Very hard to play around. But if you're going like the battle build on Brew, which we don't really see that often, we're going to see the jump in onto DJ. Chaotic Offering is canceled thanks to the Nightmare. Fiend's Grip is available as well, and he's not, yeah. You actually kind of want him to use it there. You're baiting him to use it.
Yeah, but at the same time, you don't know what's around the corner, so.
True.
But you're right. If he did get it off there, it probably would have been wasted.
Well, Ohio has Shadow Blade and the Roar. It's dust onto Nyx Assassin, but he finds the initiation first onto Envy. There's the Roar. Looks like Brewmaster, if they have vision, will die. And there's the Sentry. He'll find his way to the grave. Likely will be a tier 2 as a result, especially with that Desolator online. Crystallize, looking for a BKB. Have you seen him use his ult yet? I have not noticed.
I saw him use it on Terrorblade and he made an illusion.
Did he use Metamorphosis?
I didn't see. I don't think he did. Maybe it doesn't work.
He did. He did use meta.
He did use meta.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was funny. I saw it.
How much range did he have, Mott?
It looked like a little bit more than normal, but I don't know. He has such a small body too. It's hard to tell actually.
Okay. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled for that.
Yeah, keep your eye on his body, like Mott said, Brax. Keep an eye real close.
Oh, I'm watching.
BKB now online for Envy. He really likes these utility. Oh, all right. Abed takes out Suneko. Top lane. General jumps in, gets a couple of crits, but really to no avail. As the Upheaval and Chaotic Offering are used, but the TP's out. Will be there, and Roger attempting to do the same, but the Waning Rift will finish him off. So we'll get something at least for that Chaotic Offering. 2 for 1 across the map.
Yep. Meanwhile, Crystallize takes out the bottom tower, and he's only 300 gold away from BKB now. So I don't know what they can do. I feel like they can't touch him already. Once he has BKB, he can just freely wave in, kill whoever he wants. He can probably kill, what, Beastmaster from... Well, I guess Beastmaster is a Shadow Blade, so you won't be able to kill him. The other heroes will die to the shotgun combo.
Now, here's a thought. Okay, this is a stupid build, I know. I'm already saying that. I'm prefacing it. Get a Shadow Blade on Morphling. Or a Bounty Hunter on your team or something like that where you can turn into them. You go in, with max strength and go for the max stun. And then you shift. This is already a terrible idea. I'm already hearing it out loud. It just sounds awful. Then you shift. We're committing to this with E-Blade and Dagon. Just
Alright.
okay, the Dagon's a little overkill, but just imagine the possibilities, Brax. Just imagine. But no, there are a lot of cool new ways you can like use these. Like the morph on allies is super crazy as well. You can just build with it. You don't have to rely on the enemies.
Once
this
you
game,
have
though,
level 3 morph as well, it's pretty much up all the time.
This game, it feels like Fnatic has way better heroes to use than your own team, though.
That's true.
What's the alternative? It's 15-second morph duration. Okay. That's not too bad. General, he's scouted out. Ohio's here. Has the roar available. And they're just going to force Primal Split out, actually. And they're going to get... Navi's going to get nothing for that, essentially.
Split force, it's pretty big, but they smoke up, seeing if they can make anything happen. Their initiation isn't that greatest, right? It's the puck who's always pushing on the side of the map, which might die.
Oh.
Just kidding, he's alive.
That was close. Quick phase shift there for Abed. But Morphling just feels like he's in a game of his own.
Yeah, it does.
Can't really kill him, I feel like. Dendi, in the meantime, though, he's scouted out. Primal Split and brought down. Big kill for Fnatic. 70 seconds with no TA. Technically does have buyback, but considering the tier 2s are up, don't think you're going to be able to force that one out. Abed, oh boy. Might be some trouble. Phase shifts. There's the Lincolns being popped as well. Coil in addition, but there's the Fiend's Grip from distance. Saneko.
The longest grip he's ever seen.
Brewmaster's TPing in the mid lane as tier 2 tower being pounded upon by Eternal Envy. Looks like they'll be able to defend pretty easily, in fact. Oh, but there's a Chaotic Offering onto Generals. Looks like the Bane will drop immediately as General. He's in a lot of trouble. Do they have a Force F anywhere near? No, he's just dead. Easy kill for Fnatic. As they're going to turn this onto Ogre Magi now. The Morphling comes in finally to play, gets 1 kill. Ohio, like you said, Shadow Blade applied. DJ in a lot of trouble, though. Roger and company able to take him out in addition. So 3 for 3. As that looks like it ended up favoring Fnatic a bit. But still, Na'Vi with a 13k net worth lead at the moment.
Yeah, even though the kill score was it was good for Fnatic, there's just Morphling. There's no answer for this hero at the moment. Like, I don't know what they do.
And the scary thing is he's only like 2k away, even less than that for the Scotty. And that's when he really starts to blow up, I feel like. Not that he's not blown up already. He is very, very fat. 19,000 net worth.
He's one of these heroes that very clearly hits his power spikes, right? Like, when he gets that E-Blade, that's when the game kind of changes for him. Instead of split pushing and farming the entire game, he can get in there, blow some of these heroes up, and then he's still pretty difficult to kill. Like, he has 40 armor at this point, and you can shift between agility and strength so quickly. It's really easy to just play on such low health now. Much easier than before.
For sure. And with that BKB, there's, what do they have? Chaotic Offering is the only thing that can go through that, and it's really not going to do much.
Right.
Yeah, he feels close to invincible this game. I mean, just look at the net worth. You have a 4k lead on your own teammate who's also doing quite well for himself. And it's just going to get scarier. Morphling, one of the best scaling carries in the game, to be sure. So, from Fnatic's side, what is the game plan here? Looking for solo kills again? Like, the kill they got on Dendi turned it into a tower, but then they kind of ended up washing as far as heroes being traded and whatnot. What's their goal here?
Terrorblade's good at pushing these lanes out without heavily committing his hero, right? So he can do it really safely with his illusions. So they have some way to get lanes out, and then Puck, same thing. He can split push in a way that it's very low risk for him, even against the next assassin. He has Lincoln Sphere picked up, so he can dodge like the big mana burn damage. They just need more items at this point. Terrorblade has a whole bunch of buffs. He's got a great supporting cast behind him if he has enough damage. You have the Bloodlust from the Ogre, then you have the Inner Beast, then you got some heals from Warlock. It's just about getting more farm at this point, and you know, hoping that Na'Vi can't close out the game, which they probably will do when Roshan spawns in 5 seconds. They got a trap on it.
They sure do. One of the few abilities that works inside the Roche pit in terms of vision.
And they see
And
Abed.
they'll see it.
Oh, actually, did they ping? I thought they just pinged them. Maybe not. But they're looking for him.
Radiant
They sure are. Roger, no Vendetta from the 5 seconds. Of course, he has a great Lincoln's popper with that mana burn. Then he's going to show himself. Oh! Oh, Roger did not get the spike care percent time, but the Impale hits! Abed, they're scouting him out with the Courier. They even make it invulnerable for now. Probably still going to be fine, but more annoying than anything. As Crystallize will take out Ogre Magi on the other side of the map. Abed... How is that possible? He ends up killing the Courier anyway. That is hilarious. Well,
He's probably gonna try that midnight. This Roche actually isn't dying that fast. The damage dealers aren't in the pit.
oh, now they are. General jumps in with a triple thunderclap into the waveform. Eternal Envy forced to pop the BKB. Gets the Sunder off onto Roger, who has the Aghanim Scepter now, by the way. So has all the range he needs as the Envy is destroyed. Double kill for Crystallize as the BKB is still on duration. It's going to be a super easy Roche now as a result. Abed, all he can really do is try to steal this in a very cheeky manner. Orb is up in 1. No, he's not going to get it. Orb comes out, but then they're able to take the Roche Aegis, crystallize the cheese. Definitely a good choice. Quite a good candidate for that, for sure. And Fnatic kind of just resigned to using Puck as a split pusher, which is not what you always want to see. Seneko and company looks like they'll find Pylai die as well.
Oh boy.
And this looking very rough for Fnatic as they might drop out of the major in this game.
You know, they still got their ultimates for when they respawn. No Metamorphosis, but alright, never mind. They have Chaotic Offering, but without Metamorphosis, I don't think Terrorblade can do anything in these team fights at all.
No. And Roger.
It's tough.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Honestly, an item we haven't really brought up is the Aghanim Scepter for Nyx Assassin. At 32 minutes in the game, I mean, at any point in the game, this item is insane on this hero.
Super
Makes him
good.
so hard to deal with. And this is going to be 2 racks going the way of Na'Vi. They'll probably back up after this. Even though they know that Metamorphosis is down, they could potentially fight, but will most likely play it safe.
Safety first. This is an elimination game. Morphling has 6,000 gold on him. Every hero has a ridiculous amount of gold on him. Dendi has 8k. Even the support's 2,300.
Envy has a lot of gold. We've seen that before.
That's true. He does have a lot of gold. He's a
He
hoarder.
He can almost finish the Scotty in a second. He sells something and is able to finish it off right there and there. Right then and there. No buyback, of course, but I mean, this is a hero. We've talked about it time and time again, but buying back, you feel real bad if you've already used Metamorphosis anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
He's one of
probably
these
best to buy
heroes
out.
that you want to spend all your gold. You don't want to have to die with Metamorphosis and come back. You're not actually going to do anything at that point, so might as well use all of the cash. They've hit this this kind of wall, right, for the past maybe 10-15 minutes where it feels like they don't have any damage, which is funny to say when you have Terrorblade in your team because this hero does a shit ton of damage, but it's not enough to do anything at all to Morphling.
Yeah, I mean, the net worth basically tells the story. Crystallize almost doubling the net worth of the highest for Fnatic. And he's level 24. Can morph allies, see if he chooses to use that or not. The question, does he get, I'm guessing he doesn't get Burrow or anything. Maybe he does. God, that would be insane. Imagine a double Nyx Burrow. The Lurker
That'd be pretty
special.
cool.
This might be the last fight of the game, by the way, as Fnatic have a 30k deficit. They really need to catch Na'Vi off guard, but it looks like
Hit him with the scan.
Fnatic are ready. Is Roger in Lurker form right now. Dendi jumps right in. He gets the kill on DJ right off the bat. As the burst damage is out of control, Pylai Die is next on the list. As now a butterfly is delivered to Crystallize, as if that wasn't enough. Metamorphosis is popped. And there's the jump in from the Brewmaster. Primal Split applied. Eternal Envy getting extremely low. Has Sunder, but not able to use it. And that could do it, my friends. Impale comes through. Ohio's dead. Fnatic dropping like flies yet again. Good luck further, says Envy. GG is called. Na'Vi will advance. I believe it's top 6 now.
well played, both teams. It was a good game, even though it felt like we got out of control pretty quickly. Morphling, I don't know, looks so good.
Yeah, super strong hero. Barely even got to see his ult. It's just hilarious. Just didn't need it.